Good morning, friends. I am Manish Kumar, lecturer architecture at Government Polytechnic, Patiala. Today I am going to give lecture on florist shop design and cafeteria, and I will discuss florist shop design in detail and brief. हाँ जी, on नहीं सी मैडम? Okay. I will discuss florist shop design in detail and briefly introduce cafeteria in the last. So let's start. Okay, we'll start with why we need florist shops. Business opportunities are huge in these days, and demands of florists increases manifolds in peak seasons. And these seasons of high performance are almost distributed throughout the year. For example, New Year gifts, Valentine Day's gifts, Teachers Day's gifts, marriage seasons, Christmas, etc. These occasions make up the largest part of the business, and apart from these, flowers can be used for personal enjoyments, to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, offerings for prayers, thank yous, and get well wishes, etc. And we can simply say that we use flowers right from the birth to the deaths. As we all know, funeral processions also use a lot of flowers. Floristry. It is the production, commerce, and trade in flowers. It all involves flower care and handling, floral design or floral arranging, merchandising, display, and flower displays. Wholesale florists sell bulk flowers and related supplies to professionals in the trade, and retail florists offer fresh flowers and related products and services to the consumers. Florist shops, along with online stores, are the main supplying agencies. Supermarkets, garden supply stores, and filling stations also sell flowers. Next, floral art. It is the art of creating flower arrangements in vases, bowls, baskets, or other containers, or making bouquets and compositions from cut flowers, foliage, herbs, ornamental grass, plant materials, etc. Florists are people who work with flowers and plants, generally at the retail level. Designing a florist shop. Before starting to discuss anything regarding design, I just want to make it clear that there are no rigid rules or set rules of designing, and what we do is first understand the location, estimate the available space, prioritize our requirements, see the budget, etc., and try to fit in various activities, functions in best possible manner, and following slides would help you in doing all that. No matter what the setup you choose, your florist shop is going to be attractive with colorful blooms and fresh scents throughout the space. Although every florist shop might be pleasing to the eye and nose, not every shop is appropriately organized to maximize your efficiency and improve your customers' experience. Set up a florist shop that is logically and thoughtfully organized. Place your counters near the front of the store, have it staffed by a florist or a sales associate at all the times. This individual can greet customers as they enter and be available to answer any questions they have. If your counter is hidden between flowers, your customers might have trouble tracking you down to place an order or ask a question. Here is a slide. This shows a beautiful counter, well lit, easy to receive customers, ask their, clarify their, and help them in deciding what they want. This is another slide showing a florist working at a working counter and ready to receive customers and give them suggestions, etc. Next, create attractive window displays to draw customers. Our flower display should be very attractive. Your florist shop needs to appear to the senses. Your florist shop needs to appeal to the senses, and a visually appealing display that potential customers can see from street. Show the community what your shop has to offer. Use in-season flowers, bouquets that are special in your window display to reflect what you are currently selling. Here it is example of a exterior of a florist shop. We can see that flowers are stacked in steps, and these can be seen from a very distance. But here I would like to make one thing clear here, that don't encroach upon the private pedestrian paths. If there is a provision, display outside, otherwise keep the plants display areas in the show windows only. This is another example. In this we can see all the plants are displayed in the show window only, and it is very attractive. Organize flowers throughout your shop so that customers can pull flowers as they please for their own custom bouquets. Use a logical organization for the flowers. For example, you can organize flowers by color, which makes selection easy for customers since most will have a color scheme of their own floral arrangements in mind when they are entering your shop. Place flowers in baskets with the blossoms exposed and place a sign on each basket indicating what type of flower it is. Here is a picture showing different colored flowers placed in buckets, and clients can pick few of these sticks according to their choices and prepare their bouquet. Create a consultation area in a more private part of the shop. Set up a table and chairs so that you can sit down with customers to go over their flower choices. This is particularly useful if your shop will cater special events such as marriages and parties, etc. Have a copy of your portfolio on the table so that customers can check out your past works, which might inspire the floral choices of their own event. This slide shows, here we can see that this slide shows two chairs for customers and a florist. They can discuss here their plans, and florist can show them some albums or pictures and convince the clients and finalize their choices. And display area should be properly lit. Here we can see that these are lights provided in the display area, and flower area should be properly lit so that their appearance can be enhanced. Adorn the walls with pictures of past work. You can showcase your best work with framed photos. This can impress customers and give them ideas for the type of floral arrangement they want. Even videos can be used to show them complete wedding sets, venue decorations, etc. Again, in this slide, we can see that a roof-mounted projector displaying different pictures on the screen. Roof-mounted projectors can display all your past good works, and it can help customers plan their choices more effectively. With this, you can show many things in a very small shop. This is very good example. Even smaller shop owners can or must install these projectors. This slide shows ready-to-use bouquets prepared by florists and effectively displayed in steps. By now we can understand that florist shop can have following activities, functions. First, display shelves or display areas. These can be of many shapes and sizes. Second, clients meeting area where clients and florists can meet and discuss their plans in detail. Preparation and working area where florist expert will prepare bouquets or designs for the party. Coolers. Some flowers need special controlled environment for their longer shelf lives. Cash booking and delivery counters, as in every shop we have these, and storage spaces. Next, shops can be divided into two primary sections: the front where customers are free to roam, and the back where employees assemble arrangements, store supplies, and keep files. Set aside an appealing nook in the front portion of the shop where you can sit and meet the customers at the length and discuss about their plans for weddings and other events. Place a small table and chairs in this meeting area. Here we can see that this is a corner of the shop. Here two visitors chair and a chair for florist is placed. We can separate the front portion of the shop from the back portion with a counter. Yes, this is one of the options, separating two different areas. Counter for cash registers, etc. can be placed in the front. See the lighting provided. Here we can see different lighting sources and number of lighting sources. Flowers need to be highlighted and lights can hides them very effectively. Leave plenty of room for customers to walk around the front portion of the shop. Make sure walkways are wide enough to accommodate customers who use wheelchairs. There should be sufficient space for circulation. Here we can see that there is sufficient space. These are displaying shelves. On the right, these are also displaying shelves. These are lighting sources, different type of lightings. This is florist counter. These are cubicle display units. Most stores have a back section in which the designer can work on orders with more privacy. This slide shows exactly this. Here we can see that this is front space, these are shelves, this is back working counter, this is storage space, this is also storage space. A florist can sit here and work on various designs, and this is at the back of the shop. Shelvings. Set up a shelving for items other than flowers in the shop so that there is a good constant customer flow. Avoid dead ends and blind alleys where you cannot see customers. We can stock different things like small gifts, chocolates, which goes well with the flowers and help the customers. Here is a slide showing one point perspective of an interior of a shop. We can see different types of shelves of different heights, a central display unit, a table, two chairs for customers to discuss in detail. This is another slide showing one point perspective of an interior of a shop. Here also we can see that cubicles of different heights, cubides of different heights are used. These are shelving areas, these are storage areas, these are lightings. This is reception counter, and there are also small storage spaces below these. Perspective showing interior of a florist shop. Variation in heights of cubides will create interesting display. This is variation. This is of low height, this is little higher, this is higher, and this. This all will create an interest in the display. Create a main work area where you will make your arrangements. It should be away from customers' traffic but close enough to the customers so that you can see the front door if you are the only one in the shop. A good place to locate your work area is behind the checkout counter because you can stop and talk to the customers. It is close enough to the display area. You can chat with the customers and continue working if needed. This is a working area. A florist is working on some bouquet design. Set up a table to wrap flower bunches that customers has chosen. This is another slide showing working area. Here florist is working on flowers, but we can see here is a clutter. Provide sufficient storage space for all that is needed to prepare good flower arrangements. These clutter should not be there. We can make some suitable arrangements for storing these. Here in this slide we can see small shelves, stores, all the materials needed for preparation of bouquets like ribbons, etc. And table is comparatively clean. This is another working area. Here also we can see that there is a clutter. Things are not properly organized. Provide space for dustbins in the working areas and avoid clutter. Like there are a lot of waste generated when we are preparing bouquets, so proper dustbin should be provided. A space for dustbin should be there. Sketch showing working counter of a florist shop. This is another slide showing sufficient storage spaces along working counters. We can see these are storage spaces. All the knickknacks required to prepare bouquets can be stored here. And this is working counter. This is again shelving area. This is another slide showing a working counter and a florist working on a bouquet. Step displays of potted plants and flowers. This slide shows again stepped arrangement for displaying various types of plants. This is very good arrangement. and we can see all the flowers. This is another slide showing a flexible, movable arrangement of potted plants. We can see the wheels. This is steel fixture. Beautiful display area of florist shop with easy to clean metallic finishes. Here these are metallic finish shelves. This will help in easy maintenance and cleaning. Display other merchandise such as potted plants, vase, basket, carts and stuffed animals in the front portion of the shop. Here is front portion of the shop storing all the other things needed for small gifts. Movable circular display unit which can be moved easily. This can give little flexibility in designs. These wheels help this unit to move easily. This is very good example. Corner unit fits in very effectively in the corner and looks good. Some shops also stock gift baskets, fruits and chocolates as well as flowers, whereas some shops will purchase these things only when needed for an order. This is another slide showing all the other things which we need. Displaying shelves. This is sketch of a displaying shelf. For flower display, set up a shelving in a step-by-step fashion. Smaller flowers at the top and shelves and taller flowers at the bottom. This is another example of the display. Here we have a stepped shelf and taller flowers are displayed at the bottom and smaller plants are displayed at the upper levels. Beautiful display areas of florist shop with sufficient area of movement of clients. This is another display area. Here we can see the plants displayed at the sides and there is sufficient space for movement of clients. Persons should be able to freely see the display areas. This is another example of display. For flowers display, hanging arrangements may also be arranged as shown. We can hang flowers if required. This slide shows typical modular adjustable shelves of flower rack. Here we can see small holes. These shelves can be moved up or down depending upon the requirements. Next, coolers. Some flowers need controlled temperature and humidity for their longer survival and coolers will provide that environment. Some plants are sensitive. They need coolers. Most shops have a cooler near the front of the store with large glass doors so that customers can easily view the contents. Some shops also have another cooler unit out of the customer's view where they keep extra stocks and arrangements for customers' orders. Here is a slide showing a simple cooler. Place a refrigerated cooler with clear glass door in front portion of the shop. Use the cooler to display a variety of fresh bouquets and arrangements available for sale. Here is an example of a simple cooler. Front of the cooler is generally glazed so that we can see what is inside, and inside temperature, humidity is controlled. This slide shows technical details of a cooler. We can see this is a cooler, big cooler. Here are humidifiers which controls humidity, and here are coils which control temperature of the coolers. This is a big room type coolers. This is a small side unit type coolers. This is a typical cash counter along with delivery desk. Here this is cash counter. Here it is delivery desk. 3D sketch showing integral internal spaces. This is counter for the florist. These are again cubicle displays. These are displaying shelves. Mirrors can be added to increase spaces by illusions. We can use lot of mirrors. This will increase our space. This is another 3D sketch showing internal space. We can see the amount of lighting provided. All these lights will enhance the beauty of flowers. This is front desk. These are shelves for storing flowers. These are also display units. 3D sketch showing internal spaces. This is another slide showing different shelves, working counter. 3D sketch showing internal spaces. This is another view. I think this all will help you to design a good florist shop. But my one more advice to you is that before starting to design, visit some good florist shops, note all the plus points and minus points, assess available space and other resources, and start designing. All the best. Second part of today's lecture is cafeteria design. It cannot be taken fully in this lecture, and I will just introduce you this topic, and we will discuss it in the next lectures. Introduction to cafeteria. Cafeteria is a Spanish word to a coffee shop. It generally serves food items along with different types of teas and coffees. Indian version of this can be a coffee shop or a tea stalls, etc. Aim of modern cafeterias. The main aim of these modern cafeteria is not only to provide best quality food but to provide good quality time also, and this can be provided by suitably designing good and interesting lounging spaces along with effective preparation areas. Flow and spatial relation for preparation areas. First, this slide shows first raw food flows from storage to pre-preparation areas, then to final preparation, hot and cold, and finally to service area. These functional areas need to be located adjacent to each other, following the flow of the food products for efficient design. First, raw material comes in storage space, then it is pre-preparation stage, then it is final preparation stage, and then this is service stage. Dining areas. Next to service areas are dining areas. Dining areas has unlimited options. These can be designed in different themes and different types of layouts. For seats can be arranged for this. This is a view of a pantry area of a cafeteria. Here we can see that all the prepared food is kept and ready to serve. This is a typical view of a dining area. We can see people eating food. Okay. Okay, then now I will show you a small layout for a cafeteria. See, this is the available space. I think this is not working. These are not working. I will explain. are not working basically. ये चलता नहीं है इससे या here I will show you a simple design of a cafeteria. Say this is available space. First we can have service entry. This is service entry. This will goes to storage space. Storage space. Then we can have pre-preparation area. Pre-preparation area to we can move to preparation area. Then we can have serving space. And all this space can be used for sitting purposes. We can group our seats like this. Space for 2 persons. We can provide a corner space, sitting space like this. We can provide another sitting like this. But here one thing is very clear, make sure that there is sufficient space for the movement of waiters or serving persons. This space should be minimum 3 feet from the walls. This space and this space needs to be properly glazed if there are good views outside here. This picture shows the simplest layout of a cafeteria. Again, I am repeating. First, this is service entry. Raw materials will goes from this entry. Then it will go to pre-preparation area. From pre-preparation area to the final preparation areas. Then to the serving areas or pantry space. From here, it will be delivered to the customers or clients. And that's all. Thank you. Okay, that's all. Thank you, friends.